Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone, and happy Ugadi.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm honored by your words, Hare Krishna, especially words that come from you. I also know your background. I have been watching you all these years. This is the third time, yes, you invite me here. And throughout this period, you have been a Fulbright Scholar and you have been nominated for Global Educator for 2023. So it's an honor to be invited here, especially on this special day that you celebrate something really important.
Yes, you can see the slides. Are you able to see the slide?
Yes.
Yes. You can see this one. This is Ugadi Pachadi. What do we call it? It's a special recipe prepared with different ingredients. So we eat this special recipe on this day. So what does this recipe contain? This recipe contain all kinds of tastes. I mean, bitter,
Oh,
sweet, and so all kind of pungent, all sour. So everything is mixed in this particular recipe. What do we define this particular recipe? Life is all about happiness as well as sadness. So just like this recipe is consist of sour, pungent, and as well as bitter and sweet. So this particular recipe reflects our life.
symbolic, pretty
Yeah,
symbolic of life, very
absolutely.
philosophical.
Yeah, so if you see these girls, they are in traditional clothes.
Mhm.
You can see their flowers, and this is how the Indian women, especially in my region, the girls look like this. And here is another slide. One of my students would like to describe about this festival. Padmaja, over to you.
Yes, sir. Ugadi stands for new beginnings. The belief behind this is that Lord Brahma created the world on this day, and that is why it is celebrated as the first day of the Hindu calendar. In the 12th century, Indian mathematician Bhaskaracharya identified Ugadi as the beginning of the new year.
So that is the
So
importance
is
of
it,
festival.
excuse me, I would like to ask a question. Is it the beginning? Are you celebrating New Year's today?
Yes, so in my region, as per our Hindu calendar, today is the beginning. I mean, the new year here in my region here.
So it's not for all India the same.
Yes, it is not all for India, especially in my region. In some other parts of India, we celebrate today is the New Year Day.
Uh-huh. Uh,
Yeah.
that is really a really different, and I mean, as an element of culture to know.
Yes.
So, do you have big celebrations at home or in your communities?
In community only we have the celebrations, like especially in a Hindu families, they celebrate today in a traditional fervor and in a religious fervor. If you see this particular picture and the flowers, they are actually collected from a neem tree. These flowers are better in taste. So if you see the mango is there, raw mango.
Yes.
Yeah, this mango, especially if you eat this mango at this season, and it tastes sour, actually it sours. So as I have described that the recipe, we include all these elements in the recipe to give the taste of different things. And you see this is another slide, and here in the previous slide, girl mentioned that Brahma, the Lord Brahma. So he, in Hindu uh, mythology, so he is one of the gods.
Mm.
So Hindus especially worship him. He is a Brahma. So this is another portrait, and it represents Hindu gods.
Amazing. I think I've heard of Brahma, like you said.
And these are the few slides that I.
Great. Great. Okay, so the reason I am here today is because after discussing with your amazing teacher, I proposed, instead of coming here and just talking about theory, show you in practice some of the interactive lessons I do in my class with my students. So these are based on the communicative framework, or in other words, CLT. And this is an umbrella framework, actually, that supports has many different benefits. Like the focus is on communication skills, we use authentic language, we have increased motivation when we use it, cultural awareness, increased cultural awareness, interactiveness with our environment, problem-solving skills, meaningful context, and of course, these are skills that prepare us for real life. Also, in my like I said again, it's not going to be a talk, it's going to be a lesson, an interactive lesson. So all of you students out there, in a minute, I would like to see all of you, because I will invite you to join me and interact with me. I will also ask you to unmute your microphones, because I will be asking you some questions. So to finish this, the theory, it is also based on the multimodal literacy, which is something that I am currently researching. And let me start. So this is a lesson from TED Ed. And my first question is any of you aware of this platform, the TED Ed educational platform? Have you ever seen anything on it? Have you ever watched?
So as per my knowledge, my students haven't had any, I think, idea about this.
Then I strongly suggest this to you, Harry, and
Yes,
other
yes.
maybe educators that might be watching us. It's a wonderful platform. It's addressed to educators, and you can find all sorts of content from different disciplines that you might find useful to implement in the classroom. So like I said today, we'll be watching a story which is called Can You Solve the Bridge Riddle? So can I invite all of you to participate?
Yes.
Can I invite all of you to turn on your cameras and
Yes.
unmute your microphones?
So students are all requested to turn on your cameras. Mamata,
Because
Dikshit.
I will.
Yes. Everybody, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Because I will tell you a story.
Hmm.
It's a digital story. This is called digital storytelling because we're doing it on Zoom, we're doing it online. But I will tell you a story which has a riddle in it. Are you familiar with what is a riddle? Can somebody tell me what is a riddle?
So can anybody define what is riddle?
Who would like to say? For example, some people say, it has no ears, it has no mouth, but we can hear it. What is it? It's the echo, for example. What I
Yes.
just told you is a riddle. Yes? So I'm inviting you all to listen to my story, and at the end of the story, I want you to find the solution to my riddle, the riddle that I will give you. First of all, I want to give you an idea. What can you see in the picture? Who can describe what you can see in this picture?
So Dikshit,
Very briefly.
explain briefly about what you see in the picture.
Very briefly and simply. Padmaja, would you like to start?
Padmaja, what do you see in the picture?
Can you see my picture? What can you
No.
see in the set? Yes.
One girl,
Yes, Padmaja, yes. And next to the girl, what can you see? Can you see a young person or an old person?
young person,
An old person. And who is chasing after the old person and the girl?
ghost,
A ghost, yes, or a zombie. Have you heard of the word zombie?
yes,
Something like a ghost. Thank you, thank you. And where are they? Can you tell me where are they? Um,
on bridge,
Dhamma? Yes, yes.
bridge,
On a bridge, exactly. They are on a bridge. So let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was this guy who is an intern. I would also like all of you, it's a good idea, if you have your notebooks with you and you have a pen, to keep some notes because they will help you to solve the riddle when
Yes.
I finish my story.
So students are requested to note down everything, please.
I will also give you some new words, so it's a good idea to mark them down. And at the end, with these words and my story, maybe you will be able to solve the riddle. So when you are all back, turn on your cameras and I'm continuing my story. So the hero, ah,
So students, please turn on your cameras. Mamata, Dikshit, turn on your cameras so that we can see that you are following. Satvik, Jessica, everybody. Keep note. Yes, please. Yeah,
thank
Ria,
you.
please go ahead.
Thank you. So the hero of our story is an intern. What is an intern? A young, what can you see here? What does it say? An intern is a young student scientist. Great, thank you. Thank you. So you can keep this information down. An intern is a young scientist. And one day he was called to go to a remote mountain lab. I think you all understand what a mountain is. And because he was a scientist, of course, where do scientists work? Where do they do their experiments? Inside a, how do we call this, everyone?
lab,
Thank you, Padmaja. It's a lab. So you understand what is a lab? A place where we do?
Experiments.
Thank you guys. Yes, fantastic. So he took on an internship. That's why he was an intern. He took on an internship, which means he went to practice his skills as a new scientist. Okay, so he took on an internship, but he was a little bit careless. Oh my God, guys, I want to ask you, if you saw this sign, what is this sign? Would you recognize it? If you saw this sign and this lever, would you pull it down? Tell me yes or no.
So students respond. So pull the lever with the skull symbol. What does it mean? What does this symbol says?
Would
danger,
you pull?
Danger.
danger, danger,
Danger. So would you pull it down? If you were there and you saw it, would you pull it down? No, because it's danger. But the intern pulled the lever down, and oh my God, this is what happened. The zombies woke up and they were released. They came outside of the lab. Oh my God. So now, do you think this is a problem or not?
Problem.
Problem. Dangerous problem.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So these zombies were not only zombies, but they were also mutant zombies, very different, genetically modified. But anyway, zombies are zombies, whatever they are, mutant or not. So this was a mistake of the intern, but now that the zombies are out, no time for regrets, huh? Now you need to do something, Mr. Intern, with the mistake you made. So in the lab, it's not only the intern who was there. First of all, and now I want you to keep notes, we have 3 more people with us. First of all, we have the lab assistant who works in the lab. Of course, we have our hero, the intern, who practices his skills as a scientist in the lab. We have the janitor, keep it down, guys, the janitor, who is the supervisor of the building inside the lab. And last but not least, we have the old professor, like, who said it before? Padmaja said, the old professor, who is very, very old. And do you think he can walk very fast?
No.
No, but now the 4 of them who are in the lab, they have to run really fast. Otherwise, if they don't run really fast, what will happen? Who did they really zombie, right? But the problem is they run fast and indeed they have made a head start. You know what a head start? It means they ran first before the zombies. Look at them here. They are here. And the zombies are back there. So they run first and they run really fast. But you remember they are on a remote mountain lab. And there is only one way to safety. They have to cross this bridge. You remember this bridge at the beginning, the first picture I showed you. Now, this bridge is a little bit, first of all, it's made of rope. You understand what a rope is? Rope and wood. It's made of rope and wood. So is it an old bridge or a new type of bridge?
Old.
Old.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it is a little bit wobbly. Huh? Wobbly, what does that mean? Wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Is it stable? No.
No.
No, it's wobbly.
No.
If you like this word, you can write it down. Wobbly, wobbly. It's not stable at all. But they have to go through it and not only cross the bridge, but under the bridge. As you can see here, this is a massive gorge, a huge, massive means huge, enormous gorge. This is a gorge. You understand what is a gorge? Maybe you can explain that if they don't know, Harry. Like,
Yeah, gorge means loya.
like a canyon. Another way
Yeah,
for that
yes,
is a
yes.
canyon. So they have to cross the bridge, but there is the massive gorge, and the zombies are behind them. So please tell me if I'm moving fast. Tell me, Miss, I didn't have time to write down the words. So the professor has a plan how to cross the bridge really fast, but not all of them can walk or run the same way, because we have the young people here. Do you remember who is this? The first one, how do we call her? The lab? Yes?
Lab assistant.
Thank you. Amazing, guys. The lab assistant can run in only 2 minutes. And who is this? Who is the fastest? The
Intern.
intern, bravo, guys, can run across in only 1 minute. And who is this?
Janitor.
Janitor.
The janitor.
Okay.
Amazing, guys. The janitor needs 5 minutes to cross the bridge. And the old
Professor.
professor. Bravo. Thank you, guys. You're amazing. How much time does he need?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
10 minutes to cross the bridge? Oh my goodness. Keep this down because you will need it to solve the riddle in a little while. The lab assistant needs 2 minutes. The intern needs only 1 minute. He's very fast. He can cross the bridge in 1 minute, but the lab assistant needs 2 minutes. And the janitor needs 5 minutes. And the old professor who has a stick and cannot walk stably needs 10 minutes. So who is the fastest?
Intern.
The
Intern.
intern. The second fastest?
Lab assistant.
Thank you. Who's the slowest?
Professor.
Professor.
And who is the second slowest?
Janitor.
Well done, guys. Amazing. So the professor is a genius. Yes, you can see him. He looks like Einstein. Do you know Einstein? The
Yes,
math
ma'am.
professor. Thank you for waiting for me. So I was saying, I don't know if you heard that we people in Europe think that Indian people are geniuses with maths. So I was explaining what is a mathematical calculation, but I think you all understand that it is a mathematical plan. And the professor made a mathematical plan to continue my story. How are they going to escape? Before the zombies, in just how many minutes do they have? Do you remember? Can you see it on the top right?
17 minutes.
Great, thank you, thank you. So they only have 17 minutes. And let me remind you again, who is the slowest?
Professor.
The professor.
Professor.
Bravo. The professor. And the second slowest?
Joyster.
The janitor. And the quickest, who is the fastest?
Intern.
The intern,
Professor.
good job. And the second fastest?
Lab
The lab assistant. So you can write down how much time each of them takes to cross the bridge, and they must do it in 17 minutes. Now, in 17 minutes, and then the intern will cut the rope so that everybody is safe on the other side. Unfortunately, now, let me give you some things that you need to take into consideration in order to solve the riddle. Only 2 people at a time can cross the bridge, and because the bridge cannot hold 3 people. What you see in the screen right now, it is impossible. 3 people cannot be on the bridge. Okay, so remember that only 2 people can cross the bridge at a time. And the 2 people that will be crossing the bridge must always hold this lantern. Do you know what a lantern is?
Yes,
If
yes.
you would like, write
Yeah.
it down. It's a lantern, means it's a lamp, right? Can you see it? It's a lamp. So at the same time of crossing the bridge, they must also hold the lantern because it is very dark outside and they cannot see anything. You know, it's not like in the city where we have the lights at night. No, it's completely dark, so they need the lantern. Can you figure out a way to have everyone escape in time? What's the time again? How much time do they have to cross the bridge?
17 minutes.
17 minutes.
10. All of them have to cross in 17 minutes. But remember, and this I want you to write it down now for your mathematical calculations, because I will ask you to be the professor now, okay? No more than 2 people can cross the bridge together, and they have to have the lantern with them. Everybody who crosses the bridge must have the lantern. Okay, and they have to, and the other people must be next to each other, because only the lantern illuminates the place. But the other people waiting at the other side can wait in the dark, because like I said, 4 people cannot cross the bridge at the same time. So 2 must obviously cross, and the other 2 will be waiting. It's okay if they wait in the dark, because the zombies are still far away. Everybody must safely cross before the zombies arrive. Okay, we cannot leave anybody behind. So we need to have the intern, the lab assistant, the janitor, and the professor at the other side. And otherwise, the first zombie could step on the bridge while people are still on it, and then the bridge will, boom, collapse. Do you understand? Collapse. Will the bridge stay or will the bridge fall?
The students respond.
Fall.
Down. So the bridge collapses means the bridge will fall. Now, no tricks are allowed. No tricks. You cannot imagine that the intern can swing, for example, break the bridge and swing to the other side. No, this is not possible. Also, you cannot break the bridge, for example, and then use the bridge as a raft to go across to the other side. No, again, this is not possible. If they fall in, if the bridge falls, it is impossible for them to go down this massive gorge. And the third thing that it's impossible is you cannot be a friend with the zombies. So this is also out of the question, right? So our hero here, the intern, is in despair. What are we going to do? Can you help them? I am going to recap because I also lost connection. So I want to help you. I'm going to show you very quickly what happened from the beginning in a video, and then I'm going to ask you the solution. Okay, ready? Watch it in the video.
Taking that internship in a remote mountain lab might not have been the best idea. Pulling that lever with the skull symbol just to see what it did probably wasn't so smart either. But now is not the time for regrets, because you need to get away from these mutant zombies fast. With you are the janitor, the lab assistant, and the old professor. You've gotten a head start, but there's only one way to safety. Across an old rope bridge spanning a massive gorge. You can dash across in a minute, while the lab assistant takes 2 minutes. The janitor is a bit slower and needs 5 minutes, and the professor takes a whole 10 minutes, holding onto the ropes every step of the way. By the professor's calculations, the zombies will catch up to you in just over 17 minutes. So you only have that much time to get everyone across and cut the ropes. Unfortunately, the bridge can only hold 2 people at a time. To make matters worse, it's so dark out that you can barely see, and the old lantern you grabbed on your way only illuminates a tiny area. Can you figure out a way to have everyone escape in time? Remember, no more than 2 people can cross the bridge together. Anyone crossing must either hold the lantern or stay right next to it, and any of you can safely wait in the dark on either side of the gorge. Most importantly, everyone must be safely across before the zombies arrive. Otherwise, the first zombie could step on the bridge while people are still on it. Finally, there are no tricks to use here. You can't swing across, use the bridge as a raft, or befriend the zombies.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay, no answer yet. I'm going to give you all some time. I'm returning to my, can you see my screen? Yes, you can see my screen. I'm returning to my screen, and I want you to take some time, think about it, and here we are. How are we going to make it possible for them to cross this bridge from one side to the other in just 17 minutes? Take your time, start thinking about it, do your mathematical calculations, and if somebody has an idea to share, first, second, etc., unmute your microphones and share it with me.
So students, now it's your time to strain your brainstorm, time for your brainstorming. So think of it carefully and come out with the solution.
It's not very difficult, let me tell you. I am not a genius. I am not an expert in maths. And I was very, very close to it. But of course, my students are always fantastic and they can do it. I give you a hint. You should send the people, obviously, in pairs. But which pair is going to cross first? And when they cross, the other people who are left on the other side. So let's see, here we have, on this side, we have the lab assistant, we have the intern, we have the janitor, and we have the professor. Which of the 2 people are going to cross first? And of course, remember, the intern. That's a good idea. Very good. So we should have the intern cross first. With who?
Lab assistant.
Excellent. The intern and the lab assistant should go first. I totally agree with you. And so here on the other side, we will have, let me make this red so it will be more obvious. So here on the other side, we're going to have the intern and the lab assistant. And how much time do they need to cross the bridge together?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. 3. Are you sure it's 3? Because the lab assistant needs 2 minutes. And the intern takes 1 minute. But if they go together, the intern is going to go a little bit more slowly because the lab assistant is slower than the intern. So it's going to take them only 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And they're going to go with the pace of the slowest. Okay, so now bye-bye lab assistant, bye-bye intern. You have crossed the other side. But on the other side, we have the janitor and the professor waiting. What are we doing now? What do you think, guys? What should we do?
Janitor will go first.
Janitor will go next. He can go with the professor, you know, because 2 people can cross the bridge. Yes, but there is one problem, guys, that you forget. Here now, there is no light because the lamp is here with the janitor and with the intern and the lab assistant. So one of them must take the lamp back. Don't you agree? Remember when I showed you in the video, anybody crossing the bridge must have a lamp. Okay, You said, and it was a brilliant idea, let's take the lab assistant and the intern go first. They're going to take 2 minutes and they will cross. Fantastic. But they have the lamp. And now the janitor and the professor cannot cross without the lamp. So what are we going to do? Are we going to maybe send one of them back? Is there time? Who is the fastest? The intern. So the intern can take how much time to go fast back with the lamp?
1 minute.
Only 1 minute. Great. So in the beginning, we had 2 minutes for them, for the intern and the lab. The intern and the lab took 2 minutes to go. And now the intern took 1 minute to return. And he has the lamp. Yes. He has the lamp, the lantern. Now, what is he going to do? What is he, who is going to cross next? Who do you think are you going to send to the other side with the lamp now?
Janitor.
The
Janitor.
janitor. And who?
Professor.
Bravo. Yes. So now the intern gives the lamp to the janitor and the professor, and they slowly cross the other side, because the professor is very slow, right? How much time does it take them to cross? Who is the slowest?
Professor.
So how much time does it take them to cross?
7
minutes.
How much? 10.
17 minutes.
Oh, no, 17. Why 17? The slowest is the professor, and the janitor is going slow with the professor. So together, they walk together, and it takes them 10 minutes. Fantastic. So here now I have the lab assistant plus the janitor plus the professor, but my intern is left without a lamp on the other side. So now,
the lab assistant needs to go with the lamp.
Bravo, excellent. The next fastest, the lab assistant, takes the lamp to go back and bring it to the intern. How much time does she need to cross the bridge?
2 minutes.
Only 2 minutes. Let's see. So now together, the lab assistant and the intern, they cross again to the other side, and they need 2 more minutes. Let's look at the maths now, guys.
17,
2, 3, 13,
15,
15,
17.
17. 17 minutes. We made it. Yes, that's it. Let me also, can I erase this? Can I erase it?
Yes.
Yes. Good job, all of you. Let me also show you the rest of the video, yes? Because we cut it in the middle to see if you were right. Okay, let's see.
At first, it might seem like no matter what you do, you're just a minute or two short of time. But there is a way. The key is to minimize the time wasted by the 2 slowest people by having them cross together. And because you'll need to make a couple of return trips with the lantern, you'll want to have the fastest people available to do so. So, you and the lab assistant quickly run across with the lantern, though you have to slow down a bit to match her pace. After 2 minutes, both of you are across, and you, as the quickest, run back with the lantern. Only 3 minutes have passed. So far, so good. Now comes the hard part. The professor and the janitor take the lantern and cross together. This takes them 10 minutes, since the janitor has to slow down for the old professor, who keeps muttering that he probably shouldn't have given the zombies night vision. By the time they're across, there are only 4 minutes left, and you're still stuck on the wrong side of the bridge. But remember, the lab assistant has been waiting on the other side, and she's the second fastest of the group. So she grabs the lantern from the professor and runs back across to you. Now, with only 2 minutes left, the two of you make the final crossing. As you step on the far side of the gorge, you cut the ropes and collapse the bridge behind you, just in the nick of time. Maybe next summer you'll just stick to the library.
And if you enjoyed this riddle, like I said at the beginning of my presentation of this story, with which I hope it honed your problem-solving skills and sparked engagement and communication, this is the platform which you yourselves can use, your teachers can use. TED Ed, I will send it to your teacher for future reference or as a source. It's a valuable source for lessons. And of course, if you like riddles, again, on YouTube, TED Ed has a whole section with different seasons, season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, with lots of various riddles. If you like mathematical riddles or any kind of riddles, and you would like to work with them. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ria, for your excellent presentation. And actually, as a teacher, I too had a lot of curiosity. What should happen next? So you made us so curious with your presentation. Thank you so much. That is the skill of a talented educator. So you proved once again what you are. So now I would like to request one of my students to explain the importance of this particular red dot. So Gayatri, are you ready? Gayatri?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can see this girl is wearing the traditional costume. Ria?
I can see what a beautiful costume, beautiful earrings, necklace, and I can see the bindi.
So Gayatri, before you explain it, please introduce yourself.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
My name is Gayatri and I graduated from Jilla Parishad High School, Alvaram. I'm so jubilant to interact with you. Here I would like to share a little information about my bindi, a red spot on my forehead. The term bindi stems from the Sanskrit word bindu, which means drop or particle. Hindu tradition holds that all people have a third eye. The two physical eyes are for seeing the external world, while the third eye focuses inward towards God. As such, the red dot signifies piety as well as serving as a constant reminder to keep God at the center of one's thought. Preparation of sindoor involves the use of mercury, turmeric, and lime. Mercury acts as the catalyst that helps ease stress and helps to keep the brain active and even controls the blood pressure. Thanks, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you for your comprehensive explanation. Diatiri, I'm sorry, I can't see your name. I see something else there, but thank you very much. I had an idea of the importance.
Have you enjoyed this particular session? And if you have enjoyed, what's your favorite part
Yes,
of
sir,
it?
I enjoyed a lot. I have never experienced this in any special session, and it was very challenging for us.
Thank you for your feedback. Thank you very much. And I remember you also participating towards the end with solutions, providing solutions to the math.
Padmaja, over to you.
So,
Yes, sir. This is very fantastic.
Okay.
fantastic.
Any new words that you have learned?
Massive.
Which one? Massive.
Massive, massive gorge. Yes, Padmaja. Good job.
Akash. Akash. What's your feedback?
I like this riddle very much.
So favorite part of this
It's a
video? Any new words or vocabulary that you have learned today through this session?
yes, sir. Gods, massive gods.
Massive gorge. Thank button. Good job. And that released problem, the zombies. Was it also fun? Was it also a fun activity
Yes.
for you? Thank you. I'm glad. So you mentioned interesting, some of you in your feedback, challenging. You learned some new things like what is an intern, where he works, who he works with, what kind of mistakes sometimes scientists do, and then we have terrible results. And it was also fun. And from what I heard, I think you would like to have some more type of activities like this. So I'm very, very pleased and very, very happy. I'm also very sorry about the interruption. This was something unpredictable. It happened abruptly and suddenly on my part. We had a power cut, but my internet is still not very good. I'm connected now through my mobile data. But thank God we are back. We finished this, and in the future, I hope I'll see you again, and we can collaborate on different kind of interactive lessons like this. In collaboration with your wonderful teacher, Hare Krishna. You're all very, very lucky to be the students of this wonderful educator who is working miracles for his region, and he's in that way representing also India abroad. And I would also like to bid you all farewell with these words, because it's a special day for all of you. First of all, let me say again, Happy Ugadi. And I'm honored that you invited me on such a special day. And I think I realized that you don't have school today because obviously it's your New Year's. And I'm double honored that you are here to attend my lesson at my convenience. And I want to wish you the best.